welcome to another edition of Agit-TV Chicago. Tonight, I'm really very pleased and very proud to bring you the Chicago Noise Free Jazz Orchestra. It was formed about a year and a half ago by myself and my now good friend Tommy Carroll. I put the idea to Tommy of conducting an orchestra of improvisational musicians. And these would be musicians, of course, of differing styles, backgrounds, discipline levels, and even concepts of what brings them to music and even what they think music is. And to see what would happen. It was really an experiment, and the experiment has, I think, really shown wonderful results. We formed a community of people who come very consistently, and we've formed a place where people can come and be incredibly curious just to see what we're doing. And a lot of folks have shown up over time, and they've all contributed, and they've all made it really quite wonderful and really quite fun. The thing, aside from this, that I want to bring to you tonight, you'll definitely see this video as it evolves. You'll see Tommy and I doing an interview. Tommy is much better, I think, in many ways at describing this than I am. You'll see how he directs the orchestra, which I think is it's a good education in, I think, human relations as well as improvisational music, which can very much be understood, I think, as one and the same. And you'll see what we do musically, and I think that's really fun. Something I definitely wanted to do this evening, at least briefly, is to say goodbye to our good friend who passed really very recently, Mark Holt. Mark was a wonderful, generous, kind, I think really extraordinary human. He would come with either a six-string bass, which he loved showing us how it worked, or he'd bring homemade instruments, which are amazing and just incredibly fun, and he was amazingly generous with them as well. Or he'd bring, and this is kind of legendary, a drum sculpture that looked like it had been made from dozens of drums that were piled about as tall as he was. And it was incredibly loud and incredibly fun, and so wonderfully Mark. So Mark, please know that you'll be missed, and very dearly so. And also that our love goes out to your partner, Terry. We know you're going through a lot right now, and we're all very much there for you. Anyway, please enjoy this video. I'll come back in at the end and beg for money and likes and subscribes and all this stuff. Okay.
Conducted the jam that's otherwise the same as what we're doing, but just a little sculpted. And my role as a conductor is really just to carve out space for individual things that I'm able to hear from the center of the room and stuff. So it's pretty simple. The only parameters for the conducting are volume and density, so how much you're playing. And so I'll either do moving a circle, general gestures, or walk up, get in your face a little, to give the cue. And there's two. The macro control for volume is this: so you're quiet, you're loud, you're medium low, you're medium high, and then also arm height for more of a micro, to create levels with this, quieter, medium, you get louder. And I know that it gets, as we get into this, a little more expressive, which part of the fun is interpreting the other types of motions that I do and that. And then for density, it's arm width, like it's wingspan. So this is you play, this is more and wherever in between. And obviously use your ears to fit it in, but I just kind of give a general suggestion of like, hey, do what you're doing, but a little quieter, a little louder. Bring that up, bring that to the forefront. Keep doing that, but bring it down and maybe rein it in a bit. Or keep doing that and make it much quieter, but make it way busier. So, yeah. So that's that. That's the conducting. And so, for the story, so we go off of a story or a scene-based prompt, and we have an ongoing saga that we're going to do an episode of the post-apocalyptic hot dog vendor who roams the scorched earth with his ATV/hot dog cart and finds the candidates and survivors to sell hot dogs to. He recently had a very lucrative trip down under the sea to the mermaid horse racing track. He tried to go on vacation, but his shuttle had vacation to space, but his shuttle had some issues leaving the atmosphere. So now he's got some repairs to make to his vehicle so he can continue business. So he has to venture to the metallic forests of former nuclear testing sites, where now the trees actually grow metal that he can use to fix his capable of surviving an inferno hot dog cart. And he just has to watch out for the mutated scorpions that live there. Their skin is made out of metal, so they're almost impossible to defeat, and they're very poisonous.
I'm elated that I haven't missed too many episodes. I can still.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this tracks.
We haven't gotten to the metaverse of it. You know what I mean? There's like multiple timelines and like butterfly effects. We haven't got.
One movie you never see the other.
Yeah. And it's really good. You kind of have to watch the third one first. You know?
Right. If I watch Hot Dog Part 3, will I be missing too much? Should I watch Hot Dog Part
Good evening. This is Luna Rail, or Doesn't Post Bail, or I'm Too Big for the Scale, or something. Luna Rail of Agitator Gallery here with my good friend and genius Tommy Carroll. We're talking today about Chicago Noise Free Jazz Orchestra. It's kind of, I think, a very shared brainchild of both of us, right?
Definitely. I mean, I definitely have to give you credit for coming up with like the initial concept of like, whenever we do this thing where everybody's set up in a circle and we're kind of making noise music, but it's also okay if it grooves at some times.
Oh, totally, yeah.
But then I think together we've just kind of, this is our 13th one. We started June 2020.
Yes. It's now, we've now been doing this for like a little over a year, which is quite remarkable, and some of the folks who come to it are very, I get distracted when I see myself talking. So I'm going to look at...
Yeah, you're not supposed to look at the camera. It's supposed to look, it's like observing us.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God, Tommy, that's so right. Yeah, that's maybe what part of the reason I have such a hard time with this.
Yeah, no, it's like most people can't pretend that it doesn't exist, and I don't even know that it exists. So
maybe if I had a sock puppet. No, that's still pretty bad. It's not.
Yeah.
But no, I think you're so on the money with that. And the idea with like Noise Orchestra is that it could be incredibly democratic. I mean, people who are like highly trained musicians like yourself, could come here, or like Kyle. Hi, Kyle. You're on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
You're on Tater Vision, and so is Gretchen. Hi, Gretchen.
Tater Tots Deluxe.
Tater Tots Deluxe Vision. And another regular member of Noise Orchestra, But yeah, we were just talking about Noise Orchestra, its termination, how it came about, and definitely like the idea of it being a very democratic, sort of place where anyone could come and experiment and play with sound, play with music,
It's as much about listening as it is about playing. I mean, obviously you create sound, but it's really like do whatever you can do in response to what you're hearing is kind of more of like the impetus. Like it's like the start and the end to any one piece or jam or whatever is like pretty arbitrary, you know. It's like people, if you come late, which, you know, people, that's a cool thing. People can kind of come, you know, if you can't make it at 7, if you want to make it at 9, like you can jump in any time. That kind of creates part of the whole aesthetic of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and I think too, it's gotten such a strong community, you know, since I've been doing this, and people come back and just absolutely adore it, and I think adore the community that's created around it. That and the pizza. You know. Pizza's a winning solution when it comes to anything musical or artistic.
You know it.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's been great when we have like a regular, like, it's been so great to be a part of it, because it's really has been like one of like the least like forced, or like least like, it really just adapts to who comes, and like there has been like a core group of us, maybe like I would say like anywhere between 6 and 8 that are here for most. I mean, you and I are here for all of them, and then like for most of them, and then you know, there's people who we see once every couple months. There's been people who we've only seen once, but they like had a great time. Like we've had random people walk in. Like it's really it's communal. It's truly communal.
And in some odd ways too, or maybe not so odd ways, it reminds me of group therapy.
Absolutely.
It's humans communicating, listening to each other, you know, really deeply listening, you know, and I think in the safest sort of ways. It's like you can't hit a wrong note.
No.
You know, you just can't.
You could maybe send you could potentially send the session in like a off-kilter, you know, maybe like, but like that's what I'm here for, the conduct, is to just carve space and make sure everybody gets like I say I do come up with stories and like prompts for the jams, but like main thing ideally as a conductor, I'm just telling people who are saying something cool timidly to bring it up, and somebody who are saying something that's also cool but maybe just a little louder, just hey, keep saying that and just bring it down a little bit, you know, because oftentimes, you know, we're not like, you know, standing in the center, I have the best vantage point to hear everything, you know, so and that's my role, so everybody can get everything out and be heard also.
I think so, and actually that was really a big core piece of it. Was part of it was the democracy of it, and a big part of it too is to have one person in the center listening. I don't know about you, but I've been to sessions before, and it sounds like people start to like not listen to each other, or they're just not there. And to get someone in the center who's actually, the job is to listen. The job is to set the mood. The job is to kind of like come in, go out, you know, lower up, lower down, bring up, you know.
Totally, and it's, you know, a lot of our themes are kind of about like space and space travel. So, I mean, it kind of does feel like what I imagine doing a spaceship. Like, you're not really steering a spaceship. Like, it's not like tight maneuvering. It's more of like you have a certain amount of inherent, you know, thrust that you're riding on, just minute, you know, fixing little things, adjusting little instruments here and there, so the thing kind of just runs smoothly of its own, you know, of its own volition.
It does, and I think when people are kind of like in that same headspace, you can tell it's really working that way, and it's kind of, for lack of a better word, it has kind of a magic. It really does, though.
It does. And every time we do it, like, it gets more and more, you know, more in tune, because more people have been here more times, so kind of understand, and then other people catch on. But like the catching on is really easy. So now you have to like, play a style. You just kind of have to learn how to ride the wave. And once you learn how to ride the wave, you can ride it in any style you choose.
100%. And there's like one thing that has to be brought up before we end this interview. Where's the hot dog sale? Where's the hot dog salesman going?
So I think
what's his fate? Do we know yet?
I think he may. I think he did at last. He had to go get his car fixed. He had to go fix his car in the metal for it. And I think he got it patched up, but like he was about to drive away, but he got bit by a poisonous scorpion. So he's gonna be in a venomous hallucination. So we'll see what happens next time.
Venomous hallucinations are always good for improv music.
Yes.
So, anyway, Tommy, thank you so much.
Absolutely, yeah.
And your host, of course, Luna Rail, who can't look at the video and talk at the same time. Take care, guys.
And as always, please like, subscribe if you can. Donate to Agitator. There's links below. Either Patreon or other means are incredibly welcome. Anything to help us pay the rent and keep doing the work that we're really very proud to bring you. And one more time, much love and thanks to our very good friend Mark, who is no longer with us. And much love out to our good friend as well, Terry. Okay, bye. Whoop. Okay.